So, vacuoles are some areas in the cell which stores either food or water or at times some fluid. Now, depending upon what it stores, it can be of different types. Vacuoles are storage bubbles found in cells. They are found in both animal cells and plant cells, but are much larger in plant cells. Vacuole might store food or any variety of nutrients. They can even store waste products, so the rest of the cell is protected from contamination. Eventually, those waste products would be sent out of the cell. So here is the vacuole covered by a tonoplast. The covering of the vacuole is called the tonoplast. It contains variety of substances, maybe food, maybe waste products, maybe nutrient, and they help the cell to protect from contamination. In plant cells, the large central vacuole is present. It is bordered by a tonoplast. The vacuole contains cell sap. It's a solution of minerals, salt, sugar, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and they help to regulate the flow of water by osmosis into or outside the cell. Vacuole, since it occupies a large space in the plant cells, also helps a lot in osmosis, that is exchange of materials from the one cell to the adjacent cells. There is another type of vacuole which is known as contractile vacuole, and it is present in unicellular organisms, the protozoan especially, like your paramecium. Here is the structure of a paramecium, and here you can see a contractile vacuole. Now its function is it helps in regulating the concentration of the cell. They contain a vacuole called the contractile vacuole. By contracting rhythmically, this specialized vacuole pumps excess water out of the cell and allows the cell to maintain a balance with the environment. That is known as homeostasis. This is not in your syllabus, just for your knowledge, I have given it. Now, talking of another cell organelle, the centrosome, it is present only in animal cells. It is a small naked organelle present near the nucleus of the animal cell, and in some lower plants they are present. But then you don't have to remember this. You have to remember that they are present in animals. It encloses two microcylinders called centrioles. So there are two pairs of cylinders which is known as centrioles. They help during the cell division of the cell. In plant animals, when the cell undergoes division, this particular cell organelle helps in cell division. Ribosomes are another inclusive particles inside the cells. As we have discussed, ribosomes are of two types. In prokaryotes, it is of 70S type. In eukaryotes, it is of 80S types. Ribosomes are made up of ribonucleic acids, and they are site of protein synthesis in the cell. Wherever ribosomes are present, be it in the cytoplasm, be it inside the mitochondria or chloroplast, they help in protein synthesis. Next is cell divisions. Cell needs to divide in order to grow. Any organism, when it has to grow, how will it grow? Does the cell grow in size? No. The number of cells increases. How do the number of cell increases? The cells keep dividing, and as a result, the number of cells increases. Why do we need to increase the number of cells? For growth of the organism. If the organism needs some repair, it has to replace some old or damaged cells, then the cells divide to replace the old and damaged cells. And it can also divide when the cells have got injured, then it divides to give rise to new cell. Suppose you have got an injury on your hand, Does the injury remain like that? No. The cells of that area divide, give rise to new cell, make new skin and cover your injury. So how does this happen? This happens because of cell division. Now cell division is of two types. One is mitosis, one is meiosis. Mitosis is the simple cell division where the cell gives rise to another cell which is identical to its parent's cell. As soon as the cell divides, it is identical to the cell it was initially. The number of chromosomes is same. Then the cells divide for growth and repair. Like the skin cells, they divide to give rise to new skin cells. They don't give rise to any other type of cell, isn't it? So the cells, when they divide and give rise to same type of cell, it is known as mitotic division. Here the chromosome number remains same. Like the cell which divides, whatever chromosome number is there, the offspring cells also have the same number of chromosome. If you pay attention over here, see, this is the mitotic division. The number of chromosome here is 4. So the cell divides and give rise to 2 cells. In each of them, the chromosome number remains same, that is 4. Here is another picture. You see the initial cell is having 2 chromosomes. When it undergoes division, various changes occur. They are named as interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. And what happens, you see the chromosome, they divide and give rise to 2 cells which have the same chromosome as the beginning. Beginning also 2 chromosome, at the end 2 cells having those 2 same chromosome. This is mitotic division. There is another type of division which is the meiotic division, and it is a special division which takes place only in reproductive organs. The reproductive organs, in order to give rise to gametes, they undergo meiotic division. Now in this what happens, the chromosome number becomes half. Suppose there are 4 chromosomes, in the gametes there will be only 2 chromosomes. Now when the gametes fuse, the male and the female gametes, they fuse, 2 chromosomes from each gametes come in the same cell, and it becomes the original number of chromosomes again. Like in human beings, you all have studied, there are 22 pair of chromosomes and 1 sex chromosome. So there are 23 pairs of chromosome, total 46 chromosomes. In the reproductive organs, when the gametes are formed, each gamete, the male gamete has 23 chromosomes, the female gamete has 23 chromosomes. When the male and the female gamete fuse, it forms a zygote and it gets back its original 46 number of chromosomes. As a result, the offspring again has 46 number of chromosomes. This type of division where the chromosome number becomes half is also known as reduction division, or it is also known as your division in which the chromosome number is becoming half. This is meiotic division. If you see this diagram, the cell which is undergoing meiotic division is having 4 chromosomes, 2 of blue color, 2 of red color. When it undergoes the meiotic division, after the meiotic division has occurred, there are 4 cells formed. From one cell we get 4 cells over here, and each cell has only 2 chromosomes. So these are the gametes. So this mother cell forms 4 gametes. In case of mitosis, from one cell only 2 cells were arising, and here from one cell 4 haploid cells are formed. Why do we call them haploid? Because there is only one set of chromosome, and when these single set chromosome cells fuse with the different type of the gamete, they form the diploid set of chromosome. So here this is a diploid set of chromosome which is undergoing meiosis to form haploid set of chromosome, and you get the cells which we call gametes. They have half the number of chromosome. They have undergone reduction division. With this, we complete the first chapter, the fundamental unit of life, and I expect you all to raise doubts, and I'll clear all your doubts.